Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
From words they couldn't get through, to tears they couldn't hold back, some speeches say more than any red carpet performance ever could.
Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later, this person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25, 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. No. She said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never gonna be my hero. I'm not gonna attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing.
These are the moments celebrities stopped performing and just felt everything, live, in front of the whole world.
I came into this business young and worried about my own experiences, my own pain. And it was only when I began to travel and look and live beyond my home did I understand my responsibility to others. And when I met survivors of war and famine and rape, I learned what life is like for most people in this world. And how fortunate I was to have food to eat, a roof over my head, a safe place to live, and the joy of having my family safe and healthy. And I realized how sheltered I had been. And I was determined never to be that way again.
Nicole Kidman had been warned before she even walked on stage not to cry. That plan didn't last very long.
Oh, Russell Crowe said, don't cry if you get up there, and now I'm crying. There is a lot of problems in the world, and since 9/11 there's been a lot of pain in terms of families losing people, and now with the war, families losing people, and God bless them. And I am standing here in front of my mother and my daughter.
At the Golden Globes, Billie Eilish stood on stage and admitted something she'd never planned to share.
And you know, it was exactly a year ago almost that we were shown the movie, and I was very, very miserable and depressed at the time. And writing that song kind of saved me a little bit.
Ki-Hai Kwan hadn't acted in years, after early fame in The Goonies and Indiana Jones faded and the roles stopped coming. Decades later, he stood on the Oscar stage in complete disbelief.
My journey started on a boat. I spent a year in a refugee camp. And somehow, I ended up here on Hollywood's biggest stage. They say stories like this only happen in the movies. I cannot believe it's happening to me. This is the American dream.
For over 50 years, the world watched Jackie Chan take hit after hit, break bone after bone, and never once complain. But there was one moment, standing on a stage instead of a movie set, when the toughest man in Hollywood couldn't hold it together.
It's a dream. Long time ago, every year when I watch Oscar with my dad, sometimes with my mom, my dad always said, son, you get so many movie awards in the world, when are you get one of these? Then I just look at my dad, ha ha ha. Dad, I only make comedy action movies. Many years later, I come to Hollywood, meeting with some big studio director, my friend's house, Stallone's house. That was 23 years ago. I see these little things in his house. I touched it, I kissed it, I smelled it. I believe still have my fingerprints in. They keep it. Then I thought to myself, I really want one. Finally, Sherry calls. I said, are you sure? After 56 years film industry, making more than 200 films, I break so many bones. Finally, this is mine.
Will Smith had done something the whole world was still in shock over. But when he walked back on that same stage to accept the biggest award of his career, What happened next became one of the most complicated, emotional speeches in Oscar history.
In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. I want to be a vessel for love.